Fellas, in this video, we're going to talk to you guys about the reasons why men are in this cycle, okay, of quitting pornography. So if you are a man who is struggling with this and you want to get outside of this, stay tuned by the end of the video so you know what these things are. Fellas, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is EJ Madden. I help you achieve sexual purity to lead a righteous marriage. So let's go and dive deep into the video. So there's going to be three categories, okay? I say three categories, but there's going to be three things that I'm going to tell you in this video that can be very significant upon your journey of quitting pornography, okay? Number one is going to be the 21-day rule. So we look at the cycle of, pornography and where it kind of began. So, when you was, let's say 6, 7 years old, this is the time where a lot of men were not doing it. And during this time, you were really focused on the things, out there. You were more so focused on, man, I want to go play with little Danny. I want to go to the park. I want to play hide and go seek. I want to do these things, right? When it came to the girl at your school, it wasn't really a thing of, lusting. It was more so of, man, I'm a little bit shy, or I have a crush on her, this, that, and the third. It was very, very light. And so now that you're hitting the age of, let's say, puberty, you're getting closer and closer towards puberty, right? Obviously you may have feelings. And so what tends to happen is, again, a man who was struggling was not really struggling in the beginning. It just became a curiosity. Okay. And then, that curiosity turned to a 21-day thing, started to doing it for a long period of time. And what tends to happen is, in the beginning stages, it may feel good instantly, but obviously it's detrimental to the soul. It's detrimental to the mind, right? But that feeling that he got in the beginning stages led him to doing it more and more often. Okay. And we know anything about the 21-day rule. The 21-day rule suggests if you do things for 21 days, it starts to become a part of you. Okay. So that turned into a habit. Okay, so that curiosity turned to a habit. And in turn, okay, it turned to an addiction because he kept doing it over and over again. And fellas, it's just like when you brush your teeth and wash your face. You're not gonna say, man, I'm on day 1,000 or 4,000, whatever the case would be. You go in the restroom and you just brush your teeth and wash your face. You're not really thinking about anything because you've been doing it for so long. It's been a habit, okay? And so that's the reason why, men who want to quit now, they're realizing the effects of it, right? First of all, it all started off with the curiosity. So we have to look back at the root, okay, of everything, that everything started off with the curiosity, okay? So if you're wanting to quit pornography now, okay, you have to look at, the basis of everything, that you were not addicted. It's just a habit that you need to break, okay? You need to create new habits, all right? The second thing we're going to talk about is dopamine, the dopamine spikes. Fellas, when a man is doing this, okay, I want you to think about this. A man who is doing, let's say online, social media, okay, if he watches a video that he knows deep down he shouldn't be watching, but externally it may feel good. What it does to the mind is that it raises the dopamine receptors very, very high, okay, and it just gets a man to, something that he shouldn't be, right? And it has a significant height on the dopamine receptors, and it causes a man to think that, man, I'm receiving something that is very, very good. It feels good. And so he just keeps going back to that. He keeps spiking up his dopamine, right? And so if your dopamine is very, very high and a man is not wanting to change, okay, then he's going to crave more and more and more. People who are indulging inside of pornography, they have testimonies of, man, they started from, or at least negative testimonies, where they started from watching regular P to now watching some other type of pornography they didn't intend to watch, because the dopamine, okay, it's never going to be fulfilling. It's never going to be enough, right? And that's the reason why it's a cycle. Dopamine wants more and more and more of it. Okay, so again, we want to get outside of that rut. We want to get those dopamine receptors to lower, okay, not spike, right, in insignificant ways. Okay, so that way you can go out and enjoy your land. That way you can go out and enjoy the woman that God has for you. Next, we're going to go to society pressures, okay, peer pressure. Now, again, everything starts off from a standard. So just as I told you about curiosity, things like that, we're going to go back to, the ways of life. So as a young child, as a young man, we need to be taught, okay, which path to go on. We need to, all of us need to be taught to go to the narrow path. Because the truth is, if that little kid, let's say the little kid's in the middle, the sweet, innocent young kid who needs to be directed in the correct way, right? Obviously, he may not even know better, okay, that he needs to not indulge inside of sexual sin. But he's in the middle of this, okay, and he's a child, right? There's a big world where a lot of men are struggling with pornography and indulging inside of sexual sin, and the world promoting it. That's this part of the world. This world is a narrow path where he's being taught the value of sexual purity, not indulging inside of sexual sin, and going in this path until the day of marriage, right? That's the path that we want these children to go upon. But a lot of kids are not being taught the value, okay, of you need to go on this path. And so this world, externally, it may look good to the eye. Man, you see on TV, there's this, that, and the third, and so many people are watching this. Oh, he may go to that because he's not taught the value and that this is actually cool and that's actually lame, right? And so because of this, again, 21-day rule becomes a habit. What tends to happen is this. Because he's not taught about the value of living for the narrow path, living his life righteously for the Lord, okay, this world over here, it's filled with disgusting. It's filled, internally, it doesn't do good to the kingdom. It's not good for the soul. But externally, it may look good. So what tends to happen is, fellas, is this. Let's say you have a guy, okay, who's indulging inside of it, lusting, whatever the case may be. Again, even if he feels that this is something that he should not be doing, if he's living his life for this, where the world is promoting such good, this as good, the word says, people will call good evil and evil good. So if he's doing that, guess what's going to happen? Okay, he's going to keep doing it because the world is doing it. Is promoting it for him. And that's why I've seen people who are in their early 20s, late teens, whatever the case may be, who are going through this, who want to quit now. What tended to happen is beforehand, they were more than likely living their life for the world. And then, some people who gave their life to Christ realized, oh, wait, I now have spiritual eyes and I gotta change, right? So that's the key, fellas. And we want to get ourselves together as a man right now, okay? So that way, fellas, we have our future son, we have our future daughter, teaching the value of abstaining from masturbation, lust, adultery, and winning to marriage. Fellas, if you guys got something out of the video, like, comment, and subscribe. And please be sure to comment down below any other videos you guys want me to do. Email me, maddenejay@gmail.com, if you have any personal questions regarding your journey, and I'll be willing to create a video upon it, okay? But until then, I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.